glass and they ripped him apart. And then they gave him a crossbeam. And they had him walk miles down a hill and up a hill just so they could nail him to it. So when he said, my body was broken just for you, he was talking to you individually. His body wasn't just broken for Nathan Vance, it was broken for you, but that's not the end of the story. It didn't end with the breaking, because if it had ended with the breaking, no matter how gruesome it was, he would just be another guy that died in Rome at the hands of the Caesar to crucifixion. No, thank God that was a setup for something greater to happen, because 3 days later, Jesus Christ folded up the linen garments and rolled the stone away, and he walked out and he said, "Oh, death, you are defeated. Where is your sting? You can't hold me, and you can't hold anyone that belongs to me." That is our promise of eternity. Because he was broken, he is now multiplied for each and every one of us. And when he breaks us, we can be multiplied in his name. Because there's a world that is brokenhearted that needs you. And that's where your value system comes. I want to close with this. Romans 8:28. It's one of my absolute favorite scriptures. It says, "For those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose, all things work together for good." I want to just open that up for you, because when I was a kid, I used to think that means all good things work together for those who are called according to his purpose. But I want to tell you something different. Had The Rock never been cut by the Canadian Football League, had he never been booed out of Madison Square Garden, had he never been humiliated in front of his peers, he would have never gone on to be the most famous actor in Hollywood. We would not know The Rock. We would have had a one-hit wonder who had 6 months and a cup of coffee at the University of Miami named Rocky Maivia, who we remember being a big Hawaiian dork with a fanny pack on. But because he came back better than ever, we now know him as The Rock, right? All of those things that hurt so much were the setup for the great story to be told. And that is your story. It's not that all good things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. It's that everything that's ever happened to you is a part of your story. And it's necessary for you to do the thing that God has called you to do. No, it's necessary for you to be the person God's called you to be, so that we can begin to expand the kingdom, so that we can begin to heal the brokenhearted, so that we can begin to set the captive free. For his great name's sake. Why? Because it matters so much. Because you matter so much. Because he gave everything for you. He was broken so he could relate with you. And he walked out of the grave to show you what it does to change a life in the hands of Jesus Christ. I'm going to ask you to stand with me today. This is how I close every service. Our altars are open. Some of you walked in here today brokenhearted. Some of you walked in here today not knowing what to expect. Some of you just came because a friend asked you to come. But our altars are open. Some of you are broken. The invitation is here. I'll pray just with you. We'll turn our mic off. You can tell me your story. I'll take all the time you need. Some of you don't need to talk to me. You need to talk to the one that you used to know. But you've lost track of that relationship because you thought, God, I just got to get myself right before I can get back in church. You can't get yourself right enough to get back in church. You can only get right once you're back in the hands of Jesus Christ. He's here today to make that change for you. You say, I wake up every morning thinking, God, I'm just not enough and I don't know what to do next. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you what it does. The only reason I get up every morning, his name is Jesus. And he's here today to minister just with you. You say, but Pastor, you don't know my story. I don't have to know your story. I know his. He specializes in hopeless cases. If you feel like you're a hopeless case, come. He's here to break the chains that have held you back for your whole life and set you free to be the person he's called you to be.
Father, we thank you for being able to gather together today with all our friends and family. And Lord, I pray your blessing over each and every one. I pray that they would see something from you today, Lord, that would change their lives. I pray you be with us as we leave this place, as we share the fellowship, have a meal together today. I pray you bless us on that week. Bless the hands that prepare just bind us together in unity and love. Pray these things in Jesus' name.
How you doing?
We like pretty squares.